Today, we are joined by Alan Clayton, a prominent figure in the world of digital marketing, particularly in the realm of affiliate marketing. Through his platform, Clayton Digital, which you'll find on Facebook, he mentors aspiring entrepreneurs, helping them to transition from traditional employment to a thriving online business. His courses and resources aim to simplify marketing and provide actionable strategies for achieving online success. Alan, welcome. It's great to meet you.
Nice for having me here. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Well, it's good to have you here. Maybe we could start with just a little bit about your journey from offline to online business.
Well, it's quite a story, not easy to keep it short, but overall, we all know what happened back in 2020, right? So I used to be in the restaurant business almost all my life, and then COVID came and it just smashed my offline business, my restaurants completely. And I just had no other choice than, give it a shot online because, back in the days, we all know we were in the lockdowns and the only thing that was truly working was the internet. So it kind of came natural to me to, look into online stuff and give it a shot there.
So you're in the restaurant business for how long?
For 2 decades, I would say, that's what I was doing.
Wow. That's such a transition as well to go from the restaurant business into online marketing. How did you decide to make that transition? What was the pivotal moment for you?
Aside from COVID, I live in Paris and we all know, what happened here, in the past years, all the problems we had with terrorism, with, the street riots and everything, there's always something happening in the city. And so as a local business owner, you're constantly impacted by these things. See, and I was kind of sick of it. I wanted to dive into a business model where no matter what's going on out there, outside of my door, I could be fully focused on what I was doing. And I found that online business is perfect for that. We really have a full control around things. It's just between us and the screen. So I definitely went for it. So yeah, the transition was tough, nothing to do with what I was doing back in the days. But when I saw it working and how it blew up for me, it kind of gave me that confidence and that validation that the concept was working. So I just went for it all in.
Had you dabbled with online business before leaving the restaurant trade?
No, not at all. I barely knew that it existed, and specifically Facebook, where I am. By the way, facebook.com/alan.clayton.official. That's how you find me. Well, I was never using Facebook for my personal life back in the days, but, I was kind of introduced to this opportunity. And although I was a complete newbie back in the days, I just reached out to someone who was 2 steps ahead of me. And I told him, hey, just show me how things work. And that's where things shifted for me. And only 6-7 weeks since I started from scratch, I was able to close my first high ticket sales. And I was I was blown away when I saw it. So I realized back then that I was actually dealing with a real business model. So I decided to go all in once again.
That's great. It's one of those businesses, isn't it, where a lot of people think it can be quite tough to get started. It's going to take years to get started. I guess you'd set yourself a bit of a challenge right from the start to go, that again, the restaurant business has closed down because of the pandemic. I need to make this work. Was that motivation for you?
Well, the motivation was, feeding my family, basically. I'm going to be straight up with you. Once again, the situation was critical. But I was always kind of intrigued with this. I just never thought that I could that it was for me. See, I always viewed online business as something that was reserved for those IT guys with some heavy technical skills. And as it turned out, nothing's further from the truth. It is about skills, but I wasn't using any tech. And until this day, I don't use much tech. My entire income is coming out of my Facebook profile. I've never spent a dime on traffic. See, so, and also what gave me the confidence was this quote that I heard from Brian Tracy, one of my favorite business people, who kept repeating that all the business skills are learnable. See, and it's something that people need to hear. Talent has nothing to do with it. Everything is learnable. Even the most difficult thing, stuff like coding or I don't know, something that feels completely strange to you. Like you could become expert at it if you put your mind to it and you fully commit to it. See, so yeah, that was my choice.
I think one of the interesting points here is the fact that you've chosen to use Facebook primarily as the base for your business, that you've built an entire business now on the Facebook platform. And I guess that means that, you've not had to get too involved in the tech side of things. How easy did you find it to get started?
I wouldn't say easy, I would say simple. See, like which is not the same term, right? Well, there are not 150 ways how to drive traffic to your offers. Like either you pay for it, in that case, it's a paid advertising, or you do it organically. In both cases, there's a cost involved to it. Okay, there's this massive myth online that you can do something for free. It's a myth. Okay, and the quicker people understand it, and the quicker they will start making money. And so what I preferred, given that there still is that budget, like, that upfront investment in order to get started, I would rather put that money into my knowledge rather than blowing it on ads. See, because this case, you can literally say that money goes down the drain. See, like it gives you some results, but it's only temporary. Whereas if you invested in your skills, well, the skills end up paying your bill. See, and that's kind of what I'm seeing. So I did heavily invested in myself, but I've never paid for traffic.
Amazing.
And I strongly advise everyone to to take this route, honestly, because it's working.
Absolutely. I mean, you've stumbled across something here that does seem to be working for you. Maybe you could tell us a bit about how your business looks now. And obviously 48 months in terms of the life of setting up a business isn't a huge amount of time, but most businesses, maybe can last a couple of years and then disappear away again. You've now built a successful online brand within the last 4 years. What is your business looking like these days?
Well, I started back in the days as an affiliate, which is a great way to start. I was with a program that is based in the UK, and I learned my first initial skills there. But then I shifted away to more advanced stuff. I heavily invested into private mentorships to the point where I was able to build my own coaching platform that I fully focus on. So you mentioned affiliate marketing, which itself is already like a vast space. There are many disciplines within affiliate marketing itself. Like we can narrow it down, which I did. So my field specifically is the inbound attraction marketing, specifically on Facebook, because Facebook, no matter what people say, it's still seen like one of those traditional old school social media. But to me, it's by far the most powerful one. See, and so I only focus on this one. So once you learn what you need to learn, there's a way to be generating a full-time income just by using your Facebook. For me, is absolutely magical. So this is what I do. This is what I teach. So if you want me to get more specific about what I do, if that's your question, I basically teach people how to grab attention of relevant audience, no matter what they're selling. See, because people have this false belief that we can only do that with paid ads, meaning we can set the target in geographically, like the gender that you're targeting, what age, men, women, whatever. What people don't realize that we can do almost the same thing organically without ever paying for traffic. And so no matter what you're selling online, whether it's physical products, digital products, I don't know, perfumes, barbecues, what you want, by forcing Facebook's algorithm in a certain way to grab attention of relevant people and raise their interest to the point where they raise their hand on what you have to offer and reach out to you. And this is one of those high income skills that I teach, and they're highly powerful, that once you have them down, you don't need to worry about your bills anymore. I can tell you that.
That's good to hear. I mean, I think a lot of people are always thinking that Facebook is more just a way of posting pictures of their holidays or the food that they're eating in various restaurants when they go out for a night out. How did you find that initial? Did you get any resistance from family and friends when you set up your online profile, or do you have a personal profile and then more of a business leaning profile?
No. I own a business one. I don't use Facebook for my personal use. No resistance. I'm lucky enough to have the support of my family for doing that. Um, People might be skeptical around you, which is only temporary thing. Like I can tell that, once things start working for you, you'll be surprised, how quickly they start being interested in what you're doing and looking into what you're doing because it's pretty magical. But that's kind of like how online looks like there's an effort to be put up front in order to see the payoff further down the line. So yeah, it's better to be supported, but like it's all about how bad people really want it, but it's definitely learnable.
Okay. I guess the next question I have is more to do with your success, your initial success, the thing that gave you that motivation that, yep, this is a business that is not only workable, but also sustainable long term. When did you get that moment? When did you think, okay, actually, I'm all in on this. I know this is the thing for me to do?
This confidence honestly comes from results. And even back in the days when I didn't have results, I still had people around me who were having. See, so I knew that this wasn't a myth because, like I said, as I signed up to more private mentorships, I had regularly on Zooms, and even to this day, I have people in front of me, like I'm having you in front of me, people who are making $50,000, $80,000 per month by doing what I'm doing. See, and like they share those things with you. Like I see in their messenger, I see in their content, I see in their system. So there's no doubt that, we get that far. But one thing that those people have in common is that they all heavily invested in their skills. Just, one of my mentors that I've been dealing with right now is 200,000. Okay. So this is like, you don't have to take it that far, but, what I personally found that every time I invested in a mentor, my results just 10x'd. Like it always pays off. Like that's the beauty of, putting that money into your knowledge. Like it always ends up paying off. Like if it's not in 2 months, then it's in 6 months, but there's always ROI, massive ROI. And so I keep doing that. See, I literally feel bad when I'm not mentored if I say that. Yeah.
No, because I think that's the key that a lot of people tend to forget. If when they don't see results, it's because they spend a lot of time perhaps learning, but little time doing. You seem to be quite disciplined, Alan, to take the knowledge, if you like, from the mentors and then apply that to your business. Is that a fair thing to say?
Yes. Obviously, the work ethics matter a lot. Online business is all based on consistency. And so it's very difficult to be consistent with something that you don't fully trust or that you constantly doubt. And one thing that is really difficult for people when they shift from offline to online, which is what I did myself, and that's where I'm guiding people, is that offline in the real world, we're used to instant gratification. Like no matter what you do when you get a job, you know that you get paid at the end of the month or at the end of the week. No matter what action you take, like you see that payoff, like, at some point. Whereas online, there's no such thing. But that gratification is delayed. See, and this is something that people need to realize. So mindset wise, if you're not guided, it's very difficult to put upfront so much effort for the long term without actually seeing it paying off. Like, it might feel in the beginning pretty vain. See, like you're doing something and you might be wondering, like, is it even like making sense what I'm doing? See, but this is why, you need that guidance of someone who did that, who went that path before you. Otherwise, you keep doubting and you end up giving up. See, so this is what I see doing like 90% of people, vast majority, basically.
And your business, as you say, is based in taking offline into online. My question was going to be, and maybe this question is still relevant, but it's what have you learned from the restaurant industry that has you've been able to take into your online business?
Especially one thing that I will say here is the fact that when you are or when you were in this local business, brick and mortar thing. Like you had that background, you now have that full understanding that no matter what business you're starting, whether it's offline or online, there is some upfront investment. You cannot make work in something for free. And so I see this difference when I deal with people who come from the 9 to 5 world, like, people who are working for the salary, as opposed to people who have this local business background like myself. These are two completely different mindsets. See, so people who work for a salary, they have much more hard time accepting that in order to reap those benefits online, they first need to put something into it. See, so I didn't have that. See, coming from offline, like it was no surprise for me that I had to put up front like a few thousands of dollars to get this going. Whereas for people who are, those 9 to 5ers, like I would say, like it sounds really like strange still. So that's one thing of one side of things. And the other thing is like everything that we see on YouTube. Honestly, it's just so damaging for this massive misconception that people have about affiliate marketing and that they can start with zero. Like, just I can ask just anyone, go on YouTube, guys, and type affiliate marketing for free. You will see the thousands of videos that are going to jump right at you, and it's full of lies. And this is where that misconception and that myth starting for free comes from. See, and then people, when they meet someone like me and they see the reality of things, like they're surprised. Well, we were told on YouTube that we can start for free. No, guys, no, you cannot. Honestly, you cannot. It's a business like any other.
All businesses need a level of investment,
Yeah.
seed money, as it's sometimes called. I think what's fascinating here is that, you have built your business on the Facebook platform. That, I guess, does come with some risks because it is, it's, as you say, it's not your own website. It is built on the infrastructure put together by Mark Zuckerberg and his team. Does that concern you, or do you actually find that, you basically set up your shop in a very busy mall, if you like, a shopping mall with lots of people. There's lots of people already on Facebook. You're not having to drive traffic. It's already there. What is your take on that, Alan?
Well, I'd be lying if I told you that it's not worrying me, because the truth is, like, socials are very cool, but, we're guests there. We can be deleted. We can disappear. Like, it's not, we don't own it. But there are highly effective ways that, I personally teach, workarounds to secure things. But the truth is, like, my account, like, I'm telling this straight up, like, it's probably one of the most cloned accounts out there. Like, there's just hundreds of cloned accounts of my name. This is why I'm repeating, guys, check the URL. Okay, make sure that you're talking to real Alan Clayton, which is alan.clayton.official. So if you see in the URL some numbers, it's not me. Okay, if you see anyone pulling to Bitcoin or I don't know, any trading opportunity, you're not talking to me. Okay, I don't do any of this. Okay, so I'm just online marketer, right? And so, yeah, like people will tell you, yeah, website, at least like you own it, but it's just so much more difficult to get traffic to a website than it is to get it to a social media account. See, like we no longer need websites for affiliate marketing now in 2024. Like it's completely outdated. See, everything is run on socials. And so without going into details, there are ways to avoid it, to secure your presence still, by building a list. Let's say, okay, if I get erased, whatever my email is, which is the only traffic that we truly own, just like Russell Brunson repeats it in his books, right? The email traffic. So if I send an email, like I can move my audience instantly on a different social platform or on a new account. So see, it's one of those ways how to, how to secure this, if that answers your question.
Yeah, absolutely. I think as well, the interesting thing is you are focused purely on Facebook, because obviously there's a lot of noise in the marketplace about TikTok or Twitter or X as it's become now, but you are staying loyal to the Facebook platform, Alan. Is that right?
Oh, yeah, I can explain that. And that is one massive advice or tip that I can tell the people, because this is something that I was explained from day one. Obviously, there are many social media, and people have this feeling like they need to be all over the place. They need to do a little bit of Facebook, a little bit of Instagram, a little bit of TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, whatever. And the more they spread their attention the more they spread themselves thin, and the less likely it is that they will get traction anywhere. So instead, focus on one, give it your full attention, because trust my words, 2 or 3 billions of users of Facebook, there's more than enough for you. Okay, you don't need to go anywhere else. Okay, so I was one of those people who were explained this from day one, and I went all in Facebook, and I just moved away from all the rest.
So the only place we can find you, as you say, is on Facebook. Just as we wrap this up, Alan, give us that URL again, just to be absolutely clear, because as you say, your account has been cloned. There's lots of people that have taken your image and your business, if you like, and replicated it in maybe not so useful ways. Where do we need to head to?
So facebook.com, obviously, /alan.clayton.official. That way, you know you're truly talking to me. If you still have doubts, I can even make a short video showing my face live if you need to, but everything is well explained. In the bio of my profile, you can join my free private community. That's probably the best way to connect with me and to see my work from the inside, because I run several Facebook communities. This one is free to join. I give it a massive attention, a lot of effort into it. I go live in there every single week, provide a lot of value, so feel free to join my free Facebook group. The link is right in the bio of that profile.
It's an incredible resource as well, definitely worth checking out. Lots of really informative videos, short videos, maybe some longer videos in there as well, so that there's something for everyone. So absolutely worth checking out. Alan, thank you so much for your time today. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you, and we wish you all the success moving forward, and
thank you.
Maybe we can catch up again soon. Thanks again.
Thank you. You're welcome. Have a great day.